Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby and today I'm doing a summer TBR video. This is going to be a collab with my friend Beth over at Beth and the Books. She loves similar types of books to me. I think you guys would really love her channel if you love my channel. I will link her down below. I think you guys should check her out. She's also going to be making a summer TBR video. I can't wait to watch it, see what she's wanting to read this summer. I didn't want to make a July TBR because I felt like in the month of June I had such structured TBRs with 4 different readathons that I want a little bit more flexibility the next few months. So I decided to just make a whole summer TBR. So I have 10 books here to talk about as well as all of my arcs. So I'll first talk about those 10 and then I'll talk about my arcs at the end. I will link all these books down below and I would love to hear if you've read them or if you're dying to read them just like me. So let's get right into it. The first book that I want to read is Those People by Louise Candlish. I actually have a copy of this ready for me at the library. It just came out a month or two ago and I loved Our House by this author, so I'm really excited to read this one. What it said on the synopsis is, could you hate your neighbor enough to plot to kill them? And that just sounded so good. I love domestic suspense where it is about neighbors and the dynamic of that. And basically there's a death in a neighborhood and you're kind of wondering who did it, and I think everyone has a reason to do it. And it has pretty mixed reviews. This book hasn't had the best of reviews, but I'm still really interested in reading it. The next book that I have is Falstaff by Victoria Helen Stone. I read Jane Doe last year and loved it. And this one I got from Amazon as like an Amazon first, and I think it came out the beginning of July. And this one said in the synopsis, in this marriage of secrets and lies, nothing is what it seems. And that just gets me. That just sounds amazing. And it is about a married couple named Johnny and Veronica, and Johnny discovers a missing boy when he's out on a run or something, and they get a lot of like notoriety for it, and I think it kind of tests the marriage, and there's obviously secrets and lies, and that just sounds right up my alley. The next book that I have to me just screams summer by this cover, and it is called Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman, and I received this from Beth in our book exchange, and this one to me just like looks like the perfect summer thriller, and it is about a married couple named Mark and Erin, and they just got married and they are going on their honeymoon to Bora Bora, and obviously some crazy things happen, and I just really want to find out what happens to them in Bora Bora. To me this sounds like the movie The Perfect Getaway, which I loved. It's about a couple who's honeymooning and these crazy things start happening to them in Hawaii, and to me this kind of sounds like that, but a little bit different because it's Bora Bora. I can't wait to read this one, and hopefully Beth wants to read it with me too. The next book that I want to read is Someone We Know by Sherry LaPena. This one comes out in July on the 25th, and I have it pre-ordered and I cannot wait to read this one. I've read 3 other books by Sherry LaPena and loved all of them. I know some people think they're hit or miss, but they are such a guilty pleasure for me. And this one is another domestic suspense. It is about a teenage kid who is sneaking into their neighbors' houses and kind of looking through their things and looking on their computers, and then someone in the neighborhood dies, and I'm sure that the teen who's been snooping around knows something about it and knows all the secrets of the people. So this one just sounds really addicting. The next book that I actually have out from the library right now. I have it somewhere on my counter, and that is I Want You Back by Lorelei James. And this is the first book in a new series by Lorelei James, and I've never read anything by this author before. And this is about a guy named Jackson who is a former NHL star. He's forced to encounter his ex-girlfriend Lucy again, and they also are co-parenting their daughter. And it is a second chance romance between the two of them, and I don't really want to know much else. I'm just really excited to read this one. The next book that I have is California Girls by Susan Mallory, and I've never read anything by this author before, but I have a ton of her books, and this one out of all of them is the most summery. It just screams summer to me, and it is about 3 sisters who all recently have terrible breakups with their boyfriends. I don't know if they got dumped or if it's an amicable thing, but they all have recent breakups and they're all going through different stages of their lives, and they are brought back together. And they're all very different sisters, and it takes place in LA, I believe, so California. And this is just a women's fiction family dynamic, relationship dynamic. I'm assuming there's going to be some romance in here, so I just can't wait to read this one. It just seems perfect. I wish I was going to the beach because this would be a perfect beach read. The next book that I have actually just came out, and I'm so excited to read it, and that is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I've read 2 other Riley Sager books this year, and this one has been so hyped. It is a story about someone who is a house sitter or an apartment sitter, and there's all these rules to the apartment sitting, and they're kind of some weird rules, and I don't really know where it goes from there. I kind of want to go in blind, but I've heard it compared to the book Rosemary's Baby, which I haven't read, so I have no idea what that's about, but I think it's some type of thriller or horror. And so this one sounds so good. This cover is everything. I just love the pink text. I love the pink on the inside flap. And the book itself is like pink and purple. It's just really pretty. So I'm really happy I have a copy of this, and I'm so excited to pick it up. The next book that I have is a continuation in a series that I started last month, and that is Undeniable by Melanie Harlow. This is the second book in the Cloverleaf Farms series, and this is about two main characters named Oliver and Chloe, and they were best friends as kids and dated, and then they were torn apart, and now they are brought back together. And so it is a second chance romance, and you guys know I love those, so I just can't wait to pick this one up. The next one I have actually comes out next month, and that is Say You Still Love Me by K.A. Tucker. This is also a second chance romance, so the third second chance romance in this list. So obviously I really like those kind of stories. This is about two main characters named Piper and Kyle, and they are brought back together in a work setting, and they had dated previously. I think Kyle was Piper's first love, and now he works at the same company as her. And this one just sounds really good, and this cover just screams summer to me, so I just cannot wait to pick it up. And then the last book that's not an arc I have to talk about is The Night Before by Wendy Walker. I actually also have a copy of this at the library waiting for me. I put myself on the list, and somehow I just went right to the front, and I'm so excited to read it. I read another book by Wendy Walker called Emma in the Night, and it was just okay. And I have another book of hers on my shelves, and I haven't read it, but I do have high hopes that this one is good. This is about two sisters named Laura and Rosie. Rosie is married, and she has her life together, and something happens in Laura's life where she needs to get away, and so she moves in with Rosie, and she goes on a blind date, but she never comes home. And so Rosie is on a wild goose chase trying to discover what happened to her sister, and hoping that nothing happened to her, but hoping also that nothing happened to Laura's date. So I think the story kind of goes from there. It sounds good. I've heard some mixed things, but I really can't wait to read it. And then right now from NetGalley, I have 9 books. I probably will get more later in the summer, but currently I have 9 books that need to be read, so I'm going to talk about them in publication order. The first book I have to talk about is The Marriage Trap by Cheryl Brown, and this one comes out July 30th, and this is a mystery thriller. I don't really know what it's about, but I have a feeling it is about marriage dynamics and probably pretty twisty, so I'm really excited for this one too. The next one that I have, I actually got from the publisher, and they just sent me a link to it, and that is The Perfect Son by Lauren North, and this one comes out August 13th, and this one is also a mystery thriller. The next book that I have is All the Flowers in Paris. I forget the author name, but I'll have it over here. This one comes out August 13th, and it is a historical fiction. I love historical fiction, and I've been kind of slacking on that genre, so I need to get back into it. I'm not sure if it's World War II, but I'm just really excited to read it because I need to dive back into this genre. The next book that I have is A Wedding in December by Sarah Morgan. This one comes out September 24th. Last year I read The Christmas Sisters and loved it, so I'm hoping I also love this one. The next book that I have is Poison Garden by AJ Banner. I read The Twilight Wife and really enjoyed it. This one is a mystery, and it comes out October 22nd. The next one I have is In Her Eyes by Sarah Alderson. This one comes out November 14th, and it is also a mystery thriller. The next book that I have is Husband Material by Emily Belden, and this one comes out December 30th, and it is a romance, I'm guessing, a chick lit type of novel. I love this cover, and it just looks really cute. The next one is Good Girls Lie by JT Ellison, also a mystery thriller, and it comes out December 30th. And then the last one is The Wives by Taryn Fisher. This one comes out December 30th, and it is also a mystery thriller. I've never read anything by Taryn Fisher, but I've heard great things about her novels. So those are all the books that I have to read this summer. Of course, I'm a huge mood reader, so I'm going to pick up a lot of different books. I might not get to all these books, but I'm hoping that I do. Like I said earlier, I will link down below Beth's channel. You guys should go check her out. I'm sure she'll have a wonderful video. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.